This is Module 3, all you need to know to ace the interview. The interview is the last step of the recruitment process. The company you applied to reviewed your application and they thought that you were worthy of an interview. Now they want to do the final checks and be sure that you deserve the job and you're ready to integrate their team. The interview is going to last 30 minutes usually, and during that time you're going to get asked a lot of questions. So you should be prepared for all of these, and I'm going to tell you how. You have to prepare this homework actually. And the first part of the homework is to know your demo reel inside out. You have to be prepared to answer any questions about any shots that you have in there. Mostly it's going to be technical and aesthetic questions, really. And it's a great thing that you prepared the stories in the previous module, because that's going to help you out answer these questions. But it's not the only thing that you're going to discuss. You're going to also discuss all your work experience. And there, every time you give an answer, try to link that back to one of the stories. Again, the stories that you prepared are demonstrating some of the skills, some of the qualities that the company is looking for. Skills, as we said, reliability, and communication. So always try to link that back to one of your stories. Don't reuse the same story all the time. Try to use several of them. The second part of the homework is to know the company that you're interviewing with. It's really important that you know the projects that they recently completed and some of the past work they've done, some of the best work they've done. If that comes up in the conversation and you don't really know what they've done, that's going to be really awkward. So you don't want to end up in that situation. Also about the company, you have to get prepared to answer questions such as, why did you choose this company? What is your motivation to join us? And there, just be honest, really. Most of the time, a simple answer such as, I'm really appreciative of your work, I'm admirative of your work, I really enjoyed so and so, quoting some of the projects that they've done, is a good answer. You just say it, like, I would be proud to be part of your team, I would be proud to have worked on, say, project. That is a good answer. The last thing of the homework that you need to do is know the software that they use, and if you find the information, some of the workflow that they use for specific tasks. Because if you have some experience on the software they use, or you've worked in a similar environment in a similar manner, then that is a great opportunity for you to say it, because that matters to them. You're ready to integrate their team. So now I'm going to give you some advice for the interview. And the first one, and probably the most important one, is to be positive. So you have to smile and you have to show your motivation. That should also come up if you have to answer the question, why did you choose our company? There you should really show that you're really motivated to integrate their team, and you're really motivated by that opportunity. The second advice is pretty obvious, but it's important as well. Don't be negative. When you're going to discuss your past experience, if that experience has been bad, maybe you worked on a very hard project with not so great people, then do not complain about it when you're being asked some questions about it. Just be elusive, state that it was challenging, but really do not complain about it. It's going to be detrimental to the review process. Another advice is to be honest about the work that you've done and the responsibilities that you had. Do not overstate it. Be authentic, be yourself. It's gonna be fine. Don't try to play a role. It's going to be awkward otherwise. And at the end of the interview, you may get a question which could be, do you have any questions for us? That happens often, and in that case, you should be prepared. You should have a list of questions for them, and you don't want to ask simple things such as, do you know what projects I'm going to work on, or what kind of projects do you currently have lined up? That is not the kind of questions you want to ask. You really should use that opportunity to discuss with them some of the problems that you could face in the job position you're applying to, or some of the workflow they use. These are great questions. As soon as you start asking questions about software, about their workflow, then it shows that you have an interest in the job position, you have an interest in personal development, in the skills that you're going to use. And the other thing is, suddenly it's going to put you on at the same level as the recruiter. You're not the candidate anymore, you're just at the same level your colleague who's discussing trade. And that is very important. The final advice, do not discuss salary, benefits, or work hours during the interview. It is not the place to discuss that. You wait after the interview, and if you've done a good job anyway, the recruiter will discuss that with you, and that's the right moment. Now, so as an action for this module, I want you to do your homework, as I said. Your homework about your demo reel, about the company, and about the software they use. And finally, I want you to come up with a list of questions in case you've got the opportunity to ask them questions. Write that down on a piece of paper, and that piece of paper, you can use it during the interview. It's absolutely fine. I've done that myself. Just pick up your piece of paper, put it on the table, and so that it's going to help you to not forget any question, and it's also going to show that you're prepared. That's very important.